Alright, be honest now. Have any of you guys ever been scrolling online, saw a beauty so gorgeous your heart pounded and your legs trembled, and you were ready to just hand over the deed to your house? If the answer is yes, then please take a seat today, because together we're going to unbox a scam that can only be called legendary, a classic lesson in the art of faking it online taken to the highest level. I'd like to introduce the 38-year-old photo editing grandmaster, stage name Sister Hong, and her massive fan club of hundreds, with rumors of up to 1,691 good-natured souls who mistakenly gave their hearts to the wrong address. This wasn't just a scam, folks. This was an entire empire, a brand, a startup in the shattered dreams industry. How could a 40-something dude pull the wool over the eyes of an entire regiment like that? What was the motive? And most importantly, what painful lesson can we, the people who are always online, learn from this? Let's get started. First off, it must be said that our sorcerer Zhao is no amateur. This is a true artist. He didn't just use some face-tuning app for fun. He built an entire personal brand for Sister Hong. Let's analyze his so-called content strategy. You think living a fake life online is easy? Think again. Our sorcerer has a work ethic that many CEOs could learn from. To become Sister Hong, he didn't just swipe on a few filters. This was his daily schedule. 5 in the morning, the alarm rings. Not to go to the gym, but to install the Sister Hong interface. The process took 2 hours, including 3 layers of foundation to hide his manly features, attaching a pair of fake eyelashes as long as curtains, putting on a wig, and most importantly, installing the accessories, fake breasts to create a curvy body. And that's not all. He also practiced his voice for a long time to achieve a perfectly feminine voice without needing any apps. After the hardware came the software. He chose a backstory of a lady in her 30s, divorced, both charmingly experienced and lonely, in need of a shoulder to lean on. This combination deals critical damage to the psyche of guys who like to be the protector. To reinforce this image, he regularly posted photos of himself cooking and cleaning. He even gave fruit to his neighbors to build the image of a friendly, kind girl next door. Truly a scam artist with dedication. But oh, my friends, the truth will out. When the investors were invited for a meeting, they started to feel that something was off. Why did they always have to meet at Sister Hong's home base? It turns out it was so our sorcerer could control the lighting, the space, and to make it convenient for, getting down to business. And here, this is the psychological trick that's just out of this world, the entrance rule. Anyone who wanted an audience with the goddess had to bring a gift, but not expensive gifts, mind you, just fruit, milk, rice, cooking oil, even toilet paper. Do you see the genius? This trick not only helped him cover his living expenses, but also created the image that I'm not materialistic, I just care about the thought, while also serving as a test of sincerity, killing 3 birds with 1 stone. And then, when the police got involved, the most anticipated moment finally arrived, the moment of unboxing the goddess's true form. The door opens, and there was no goddess, no beauty. What was unboxed was a scrawny 38-year-old dude sitting in the middle of a mini-mart sponsored by 500 of his bros. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a plot twist more dramatic than a blockbuster movie. How's that for a burn? Just imagine all those winged words, all that love sent, all landed on a middle-aged uncle. This pain, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. Now, wipe away your tears. Let's analyze the business model of the Sister Hong Limited Corporation. This was a systematic money-making scheme. The product was fantasy, online love. The distribution channels were social networks. The target customers were lonely, gullible, and trusting guys. The pricing strategy followed a freemium model. Entry was free, requiring just a few small gifts, but if you wanted premium services, you had to pay the price with your trust and privacy. The money-making method was divided into two levels. Level 1, crowdfunding for living expenses, was that sacred entrance rule. Level 2, selling exclusive merchandise, was the main source of income. With a system of hidden cameras in his home base apartment, Zhao secretly recorded the partner meetings and sold these documentary films on forums and private chat groups. He turned other people's feelings into a product and sold it. Even the business tycoons would have to call him master. The most ironic thing in the discovery of the Sister Hong case is that he was taken down by his own product. The case didn't break from a love fraud report, but from the sensitive videos he himself secretly filmed and sold, which were leaked online. When they saw many different men appearing with the same leading lady, the victims were shocked to realize they were just one of many. Some, due to the damage to their reputation, decided to report it to the police. This allowed the Jiangning District Police to get involved with a clear crime, disseminating pornographic materials instead of the harder-to-prove crime of emotional fraud. In short, this is a classic case of being hosted by his own petard. The very act of secretly filming for profit became the undeniable evidence that single-handedly put an end to his scamming empire. Alright, enough laughing, let's be serious for a moment. Why did such an absurd script fool so many people? First, from the perspective of Sorcerer Zhao, his motive was both money and a sense of power. In real life, he might be a zero, but online, he was the goddess who controlled the emotions of thousands. That feeling is one heck of a drug, my friends. Second, from the perspective of the good-natured guys, we have to admit that modern society makes many people lonely, and when you're in a desert, a drop of plain water is as precious as a cool glass of soda. Sister Hong was that glass of soda. These guys willingly drank the poison because it was wrapped in such a sweet package. And there's another twist. Some people, after meeting and finding out that Sister Hong was actually Brother Hong, still accepted it and continued the relationship. Why? Out of curiosity? Because they were in for a penny? In for a pound? Or was it simply fate? Others were too ashamed to report it to the police, and it was this silence that enabled him to continue his trade for so long. Finally, it's technology's fault. Photo editing apps and filters are now weapons of mass destruction for trust. They create an unrealistic standard of beauty and make us lose our ability to distinguish between real and fake. Today it's Sister Hong. Tomorrow, with deepfake technology, it could be anyone. Scary, isn't it? After soaking up this whole story, what's the lesson learned? First, check the goods carefully before you confirm the order. A video call without filters, without apps, 100% authentic is a prerequisite. If the other person refuses, just automatically hit the block button. Second, don't believe in anything that's too perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect. Someone who is always glamorous, always profound, is 99% a fake. Remember, the capable lady online might just be a middle-aged uncle living off sponsored rice and milk in real life. And third, and most importantly, love yourself first. Instead of looking for a virtual goddess to protect, turn yourself into a real-life god. Investing in yourself is never a loss, my friends. So, the Sister Hong startup has officially gone bankrupt, leaving us with a profound business lesson. The biggest mistake of founder Zhao was not a low-quality product, but an overly reckless distribution strategy. When you turn your customers into exclusive content and sell them, you violated the most important term of service. Don't let the product know it's a product. The lesson learned is, starting a business is fine, but remember to read the law carefully before launching your product, folks. The Sister Hong case is a tragic comedy, a costly wake-up call for all of us. Have you guys ever bumped into a glitched version of Sister Hong out there?